London, 1964. Honor Blackman, star of the Avengers. Trained judo black belt, soon-to-be Bond girl in Goldfinger, receives a phone call. A Chinese-American martial arts instructor is visiting London, wants to meet British action stars who do their own stunts. His name is Bruce Lee. Honor is intrigued. I've heard about Chinese martial arts kung fu. How different is it from judo? The caller, very different. Bruce says he'd like to demonstrate and learn from you too. He respects that you're a woman with real martial arts training. Honor agrees. When they meet, East meets West, Judo meets Wing Chun. And two fighters discover mutual respect that neither expected. This is 1964. Honor. Blackman is 39. At peak fame from the Avengers TV series, 1962 to 1964. Playing Cathy Gale, Britain's first female action hero who uses judo to fight villains. She's trained a legitimate judo black belt for the role, does her own stunts. Writes best-selling self-defense book, Honor Blackman's Book of Self-Defense. Bruce Lee is 24. Teaching Wing Chun in Seattle, visiting London briefly on business trip. A mutual acquaintance arranges meeting between them. British judo expert meets Chinese kung fu master. What happens during their encounter at a London dojo becomes one of the most documented early meetings between Bruce Lee and a Western martial artist. This is the true story witnessed by the dojo instructor. Honor Blackman is born London, 1925. Becomes actress in 1940s. Works in British theatre and film for years, 1962. Cast as Cathy Gale in the Avengers revolutionary role. Female character who fights alongside male partner as equal. Uses judo to defeat opponents, wears leather fighting outfits, for authenticity. Honor trains seriously in judo, earns legitimate black belt over 2 years of intensive training. She's 37 when she starts, older than most judo students, but dedicated. Honor does her own fight scenes on the Avengers, real judo throws, proper techniques, genuine martial arts. British audiences are fascinated. They've never seen women fight like this on television. 1964. Honor leaves the Avengers to play Pussy Galore in Goldfinger, iconic Bond girl who fights James Bond using judo. The judo fight scene between Honor and Sean Connery becomes famous. Honor also writes self-defense book teaching women basic judo for protection, becomes UK bestseller. She's advocate for women learning martial arts for empowerment and safety. By 1964. Honor Blackman is Britain's most famous female martial artist. Real skills, not just acting. Late 1964. Bruce Lee visits London, briefly attending martial arts demonstration. Networking with British martial arts community. A British martial arts instructor who knows both Honor Blackman and has heard of Bruce Lee arranges introduction. Miss Blackman. There's a young Chinese-American martial arts instructor visiting London. Bruce Lee. He teaches Wing Chun Kung Fu. He's heard about your judo training. Very impressed that British actress has real martial arts skills. He'd like to meet you, exchange ideas. Honor curious. I've read about Chinese Kung Fu but never seen it demonstrated properly. I'd be interested to meet him. They meet at the instructor's London dojo. Honor arrives in casual training clothes, ready for physical demonstration if needed. Bruce arrives punctual, respectful. He's much younger than Honor. She's 39. He's 24, but he treats her as fellow martial artist, not as celebrity or older woman. Miss Blackman, I'm honored to meet you. I watched the Avengers episodes. Your judo is authentic. It's rare to see actress, especially woman, with real martial arts training. Most actors fake it for camera. Honor appreciates the recognition. Thank you, Mr. Lee. I believe if you're going to portray a martial artist, you should train seriously. My judo is real because I wanted Cathy Gale to be real. Bruce. That philosophy, authenticity over appearance, that's what martial arts should be. May I see your judo? And I can show you Wing Chun Kung Fu. We can learn from each other. They move to the dojo mat. The instructor and a few students watch. Honor demonstrates judo proper throws, breakfalls, pins. Her technique is legitimate years of training, evident in her movement. Bruce is genuinely impressed. Your judo is excellent. The precision, the leverage, it's authentic martial arts, not performance. Bruce then demonstrates Wing Chun sticky hands, Chi Sao, rapid chain punches, centerline theory. Honor watches carefully. Your Kung Fu is completely different from Judo. Judo uses opponent's force and leverage for throws. Your Wing Chun uses rapid strikes and trapping. Both valid but opposite approaches. Bruce agrees. Exactly. Different philosophies. Judo is about grappling, leverage, throws. Wing Chun is about striking, sensitivity, close-range control. Both work in their contexts. They try interactive exercise. Bruce asks Honor to grab his wrist, standard judo grip. Honor does. Prepares for wrist lock technique. Bruce uses Wing Chun sensitivity. Feels Honor's intention through the grip. Neutralizes her leverage before she can complete the technique. Simultaneously positions for strike. Honor is surprised. You felt what I was going to do before I did it. That sensitivity is remarkable. Bruce, that's Jisa sticky hands training. We develop sensitivity to opponents' intentions through constant contact. May I feel your judo throw? Honor demonstrates throw on Bruce proper technique, controlled power. Bruce takes the fall correctly, having some grappling knowledge. Bruce from the ground. Your leverage is perfect. If I didn't know breakfalls, that would hurt. Judo's effectiveness is undeniable. After physical demonstration, they discuss martial arts philosophy over tea. Honor shares her motivation. I learned judo to empower women. Most women are taught to be helpless, wait for men to protect them. Martial arts gives women confidence, ability to defend themselves. That's what Kathy Gale represents. Bruce responds enthusiastically. That's exactly what martial arts should be: personal liberation, not just fighting. I teach that martial arts breaks limitations society puts on people. For you, it's gender limitations. For me, it's racial limitations as Chinese person in Western countries. Honor thoughtful. We're both using martial arts to challenge expectations. You're showing that Chinese martial arts is sophisticated, not exotic novelty. I'm showing that women can be fighters, not just victims. Bruce. And both of us are doing it through authentic skill, not pretending. That's important. Real martial arts. Real representation. They discuss differences between Eastern and Western martial arts, philosophical approaches, training methods, cultural contexts. Honor. British judo is very sport-oriented: competitions, rules, points. Is Chinese Kung Fu the same? Bruce. Traditional Kung Fu is not sport, it's practical self-defense and philosophical practice. But I think that's limitation. We should test techniques in competition to verify effectiveness. Sport has value for testing, but shouldn't be the only goal. This conversation influences both of them. Honor thinks more about practical self-defense beyond sport judo. Bruce thinks more about systematic testing of techniques. After 1964 meeting, Honor and Bruce don't see each other again. Different continents, different careers. But both remember the encounter. Honor continues acting career. Goldfinger 1964 becomes her most famous role. She continues advocating for women's self-defense, martial arts training for empowerment. Bruce moves to Hollywood, becomes international star. He develops Jeet Kune Do, incorporating techniques from many styles, including grappling concepts like those he saw in Honor's Judo. In 1970s interviews, Honor occasionally mentions meeting Bruce Lee. I met Bruce Lee in London in 1964. Very impressive young man. His kung fu was incredibly fast. And he had thoughtful philosophy about martial arts. He treated me as fellow martial artist, not as actress dabbling in martial arts. That mutual respect was meaningful. After Bruce dies 1973, Honor says in interview, "Bruce Lee was special. I only met him once, but I remember his passion for authentic martial arts, his respect for women in martial arts. He would have been pleased to see how many women practice martial arts now." Bruce, in 1972 interview, mentions meeting female martial artists in his travels. "In London I met actors who trained judo seriously, Honor Blackman. Real black belt, real skills. She understood martial arts is about empowerment, not just fighting. That impressed me." Honor Blackman and Bruce Lee met once. London, 1964. Two pioneers in martial arts and representation. She was British woman breaking gender barriers through judo. He was Chinese-American man breaking racial barriers through kung fu. They demonstrated techniques, exchanged philosophies, respected each other's missions. The meeting was brief but documented, witnessed by dojo instructor who arranged it. London, 1964. British judo expert met Chinese kung fu master. Honor Blackman 39, famous actress, real martial artist. Bruce Lee 24, unknown teacher, future legend. They exchanged techniques, discussed philosophy, recognized each other as barrier breakers. One meeting, mutual respect, separate paths. Honor became Bond girl and women's self-defense advocate. Bruce became international icon. Both used martial arts to challenge limitations. This is their documented true story, the encounter between Pussy Galore and the Dragon.